Welcome back to another session of Keeping It Live with Prashant, Keeping It Simple with Prashant Rajore. Our program is going from strength to strength. More and more people are showing interest in this program, and thanks for patronizing this event. Thanks for joining us live. We are just waiting for Dhruv to join any moment. And if you have any questions, you can, just post them here. Dhruv will pick it up from here. So it is wonderful to have all of you here, and I have just accepted the request from Dhruv. He'll be here any moment. Yes, there he is. Good. Welcome, Dhruv. How are you?
I'm good, Bhaiya. Jai Gurudev. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Very good.
Great, Bhaiya.
So are we ready to start?
Yes, Bhaiya. Anytime.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Bhaiya. So I'll start with the first question. The first question today is, what is the difference between consciousness and prana?
Yeah, consciousness and prana at one level, they're the same. At another level, consciousness is the driver, prana is the driven. So the prana drives everything and consciousness is running everything, where the prana should go and not go. So the driver is the consciousness, the prana is the driven. Consciousness is present everywhere, and yet there are units of prana or consciousness everywhere. Okay, so prana is the movement. The movement happens through prana, but consciousness is the driver. Okay, anything more I will say, it will only disturb the balance.
Great, Bhaiya. Bhaiya, the next question is, I'm a businessman and have taken loan to survive through the pandemic. I have a vision and risk-taking capacity, but there are others who disagree with my risk appetite. Till what level is risk okay, and or how much loan is too much?
No, it depends on the scale of your business and the scale of the loan you're taking. Everyone has different views, and you have to go along with the views of your family and friends also. You can't just say that my risk-taking capacity is too much and I will not listen to you. It might require some time, but convince them. Show them that you're capable of taking certain types of risks and you're capable of coming out a success with that. Okay. For me personally, I'm not a businessman, and I don't know how good a businessman I would be. But for me, the initial part of a business always has to be self-supported, self-funded. Only then the business will grow with its right momentum. You will learn the tricks of the trades when you are small. You will plug the loopholes as you are growing, because at every stage of growth there are loopholes and there are challenges to be faced. And when you grow from that small to big, then sustaining that business becomes better. So I don't know at what stage one should take a loan, but for me, the initial few years I would not go with a loan. Why? Because it gives me time to plug the loopholes. It gives me time to grow. It gives me time to do many things. But such is the nature of life. Sometimes you might have a super duper idea, and if you start getting into saying that I will not take a loan and everything, then somebody else might copy that idea and you will be left high and dry. And if you're able to get that funding and if you're able to do things, it's a mix and match. So that is why I said different people have different views. These are my views, and I'm not a businessman, so I don't say that these views are true, need to be true. Okay, so you see what suits you and always consult. Your friends might tell you the opposite things, or your family might stop you. It is necessary. There's a story which I remember. a mother and child were flying the kite, and the kite was really flying high, and the child said, Mother, it's only because of the string the kite cannot go higher. So the mother heard the child and she broke the thread and let the kite free. So initially it appeared to go a little higher, and then it came down. So what you feel is a resistance on the part of your family, friends, the near and dear ones, is actually what is keeping you intact and safe and helping you fly higher and higher. So you take them along, you take the views, you take them along. Sometimes you might feel that their advice is unwarranted, but then you convince them, make them realize that what you are thinking is right. That discussion, that communication is necessary. Okay, but don't treat your near and dear ones as resistances, and don't try to feel frustrated. Don't feel frustrated because of all what is happening. Okay.
Yeah, the next question is listening to an astrologer betraying one's guru, or can it be complimentary?
Yeah, you can compliment, you can listen to an astrologer, but finally, the guru is the master, the word. If an astrologer has told you which does not make sense to you, if you get a chance to access Gurudev, ask him, and he will say whether you should listen to him and you should not listen to him. So we have all heard about the Guru Gita. In the Guru Gita, there is a Shiva is telling Parvati, Na Guru Radhikam, Na Guru Radhikam, Na Guru Radhikam, Na Guru Radhikam, Shiva Shasanaha. So he repeats it 4 times. Why? To drive home that point that there is nothing higher than the Guru. There is nothing bigger than the Guru. There is no authority which knows more than the Guru. So that is why 4 times. Na Guru Radhikam, Na Guru Radhikam, Na Guru Radhikam, Na Guru Radhikam. Shiva Shasanaha. Shiva Shasana means what? This is the order of Shiva also. Shasan means order, or the ruling of Shiva. So after going through everything, even Shiva says that there is nothing higher than a guru. The one whom we consider the highest, he himself is saying that there is nothing higher than a guru. Okay, so yeah, sometimes the astrologer might be giving you some inputs which may be good, but once Guru's word comes, then all the other things drop. You communicate what the astrologer has said. Don't think it is a conflict. Don't jump to conclusions that Gurudev will agree to it or not agree to it. Go with an open mind, express it to him. Sometimes it might feel that Gurudev has not heard you fully. Repeat it one more time, but more than that, no. Because once you follow Guru's word, everything else will fall into place. Even Gurudev says, communication has to be there. I'm willing to I'm open to a discussion. But after that, if I give a decision, then the decision is good, unless you have real difficulty. Okay.
Wait, the next question is how is karma burnt, especially ones which we need lessons from?
When we learn the lessons, the karma is burnt. Okay. So go through, don't run away from it. Don't wish that, oh, this karma has to go away. The day you learn the lessons, that karma will disappear. It is no more a problem anymore. We were at school and we would solve so many mathematics problems and science problems. They remained a problems only till the time we did not learn to solve them. Once we learned to solve them, then it became a cakewalk. Similar problems came and it was very easy for us to do it, isn't it? So when the lesson is learned, then karma ceases to affect you. They might still come, but they cease to affect you. Okay, so go through it. Go through that challenge. Go through that grind. Okay.
My next question is, I have sleeping problem. I get up in the middle of the night and cannot sleep again for 30-40 minutes. Can you please share more about the new anxiety and sleep workshop and how it can help?
Yeah, I can only tell you that you come for the program. It is, very less theoretical aspect in the program. So there is nothing much to explain. But what I can tell you is people are having amazing and powerful experiences. You know, I just finished a program today. 30 people were there in the program, and more than 15 are immediately sharing that they're sleeping better, they're feeling less anxious. Some of them are saying that I have not slept like this for years. Okay. And I taught two earlier programs in which there were 40 plus people. And after 2 weeks, almost 95, 96% of the people are sharing that over the last 2 weeks, they have gotten really deep into their sleep. So if that is the percentage, 95, 96%, then you should not miss. You should just come and participate in this program. That is what I would tell you. And nothing much can be divulged. You just come. It's an experience. It is techniques, techniques, and techniques. Different pranayams and meditation and asanas and everything. And some, for sure, knowledge is also there, which is connected to the techniques and otherwise. But it's very beautiful.